We're going to do example D from our lesson on graphing lines. So our last equation that we're going to graph is the line y equals negative x plus 5. So we are being asked to state the y-intercept, the slope, the x-intercept, and to graph the line. So I should be able to get the y-intercept and slope from the equation. The y-intercept is the number that is not next to a variable, which is the plus 5. So I'm going to say that my y-intercept is 5. And then the slope should be the number in front of the x. But if you look at the x, there isn't actually a number there. Or is there? There is a minus sign, but there is a very shy little 1 that is currently hiding in front of that x. So our slope is actually negative 1. And it's not just negative 1. It's negative 1 over another secret 1. There's a lot of 1s hiding there, right? So your slope should always be your change in y over your change in x. So it should be a fraction. If you don't have a denominator, that denominator is secretly a 1. And if you don't see a number in front of the x, that is also secretly a 1. Okay, so let's see if we can graph this. The y-intercept is 5. So on my y-axis, I'm going to find 5 and plot my point. And then to get the next point, I go from my y-intercept. We're going to go minus 1 to my y values. So that means we're going to subtract 1 from y, or we're going to move down 1. And then I'm going to add 1 onto my x values. So I'm going to add 1, which moves me over 1. So I'm going to subtract another 1 from y, add 1 to x. Subtract 1 from y, add 1 to x. Subtract 1 from y, add 1 to x, and I just keep doing that until I hit the end of my grid. So we're subtracting 1 from y, adding 1 to x, over and over and over again, and then we're going to do the same thing going the opposite way. I notice that we're just moving 1 square, so I feel like I can do that without turning my page around. And my hand is in your way. And there we go. I'm going to take a straight edge or a ruler, which is something I actually have at home with me, and I'm going to draw a line that missed all my points. Oh dear. Here, let's try it again. That's a little bit better. Okay, so there's my line. The only thing I have left to do is to find my x-intercept. So that's where my line crosses my x-axis, which is here at 5. So my x-intercept and my y-intercept are both 5. You can join me in the next video if you need some help with the next question.